It's your boy and Gunu in the house, back with another bang on video where, ladies and gentlemen, something really special for you guys. But first, let me guys remind you that we have got a specific exclusive details about Thomas Partey's deal with Arsenal. And not only that, there was a myth and rumor that about Thomas Partey that one of the people actually commented on my video about it. I'd really like to address it as well. But not only this, we're going to talk about the pre-match conference between Arsenal versus Liverpool. What did Jurgen Klopp say about the FFP? What did Arteta say about Liverpool and the FFP? What did Jurgen Klopp say about Arsenal? So, without any further ado, let's just start the video. I just don't want to waste more time. And let's see the first news that we've got. Thomas Partey, ladies and gentlemen, and it was just one of the comments actually shook me, that saying that Thomas Partey is set to snub Arsenal by signing a bumper new Atletico Madrid deal. Now, it is believed that Atletico Madrid have offered actually Thomas Partey a bumper deal that they are actually paying the player double his 65k a week wages, and his release clause in the new contract would be 87.2 million pounds. Partey's representatives and Atletico's hierarchy have found a common ground, and he will ink the deal in the coming days. Now, this was said by GhanaSoccerNet.com. So, as this was seen by a lot of Arsenal fans, it was not just happening. So, here's the reality. The news that came out that is either nonsense or pressure from Partey's entourage to up Arsenal's offer, since we might not have any European football. And here's the reality. Initially, Partey's first preference was to stay at Atletico Madrid. However, Atleti do not have the financial capability to offer him a deal he finds acceptable. Atletico are paying off stadium debt, also trying to reduce their wage bill without selling a major player. They cannot offer Partey a good deal. Even then, they will have to increase the wages of almost all their players if they offer Partey big money, which makes no sense for a club in their current situation. And always remember, the pandemic is not kind to these big clubs. And also, it was at this stage that Arsenal emerged as real contenders. Arsenal have offered him a very good contract, and he has always wanted to play Premier League football. And as of now, Arsenal are in the lead, and Thomas Partey will be Arsenal player in the coming summer. But also, there are confirmed news that whatever the improved contract for Atletico Madrid by Atletico Madrid provided to Thomas Partey are baseless. And you can understand, if you get any news related to Ghana Soccer Net and Indicala, and those are the worst and the baseless of news publications that are there in the market. So Thomas Partey to Arsenal is still on, and you guys can still believe. Well, moving on. Well, talking about it, I know, one big question was that where is Mesut Ozil in this whole chaos that Arsenal are losing to Tottenham and everything? Here, this is what he posted, that a new partnership has started. Looking forward to working with Hyde and Jack, and you can see he's working on a new range of sneakers. So it's probably the back and the sneakers story is what you need to buy that Mesut Ozil is selling right now. But not only that. Well, he was back on training, so he was back in training, and you can see certain training images that I've actually posted about it. But moving on, VfL Bochum are interested in signing Arsenal fullback Jordi Osei-Tutu on a permanent basis. He impressed during a loan spell with them. So let's see. Sadly, he's rated at £1 million. So if he is going to be, then he is. That's the best bet. If I believe that Bochum should sign him, because he has completely turned them around, and it looks really better for VfL Bochum. Let's talk about Marc Roca. Arsenal and AC Milan are fighting for Espanyol player Marc Roca. Well, Espanyol were relegated from the La Liga this season, so you can understand why. Also, Lille have received offers from Arsenal and Everton for centre-back Gabriel Magalhaes, but he's expected to join Napoli with Osimhen for about 22 to 25 million euros. That is the news right now. But not only this, we're also going to address certain issues wherein Gabriel Magalhaes has received 5 offers. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 5 offers. So you can understand that he is ready on the market to be sold. Well, moving on. Well, here's what Arsenal, without Europa League football, what kind of targets Arsenal can achieve this coming transfer window. Number 1, Gabriel Magalhaes. They can actually make it happen. And not only that, we're going to get Malang Sarr. We can get it. And Thomas Partey is always the number 1 priority. And talking about an attacking midfielder, it is either Dominique Szoboszlai, Jack Grealish, or Emiliano Buendia from Norwich. And then we got Said Benrahma. Yes, Said Benrahma is one of the biggest targets for Arsenal. Well, Brentford are already searching a new replacement for him, so he will be. It won't be a surprise that he will be leaving Brentford. Also, clubs have made already contact with representatives of Jonathan David, Wilfred Zaha and Memphis Depay in the last week. Another meeting with David's agent has been scheduled for before the season ends, so let's see if that's going to be happening or not. Arsenal are weighing up all of their opportunities to improve. Well, moving on. Well, finally, we're going to come up with what Mikel Arteta had to say about Liverpool. He says what they have done is phenomenal. The first 2 years, it took time to rebuild, to create a new culture and model that suited the coach. Then they started to recruit every player in relation to what they needed. That's where I think they were really smart. And Arteta was asked, what are your thoughts on missing out on European football next season? He says, European football gives you more financial resources and we are going to keep trying until the end. After that, we will assess where we are and what our capabilities are to recruit, to maintain the players we have and move forward from there. And Jurgen Klopp, wait. And he was actually asked whether Arsenal can ever become Liverpool. To compete with Liverpool, Arteta said, at the end of the season, we are going to have to assess where we are in terms of the club, what is the ambition and where we want to head. And talking about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on whether his move has been vindicated, he says, it's easy to say that right now, but in the moment you have to understand all of the circumstances. He picked an incredible club and he wanted a new challenge probably. We have to accept that, and I think we all wish him the best. Well, also, Jurgen Klopp has said something about Arsenal and Arteta that all the Arsenal fans need to be happy about. He says, you can see the ideas. Arsenal have a really exciting squad. Looks like Arsenal will be a proper challenger again. How long it will take? Well, only time will tell. Well, here's what Pep Guardiola had to say. He says, I know for the elite clubs like United, Liverpool and Arsenal, it is uncomfortable for them that Manchester City are here. We don't have to ask for permission to be there. We deserve to be there, guys. Accept it. So Pep Guardiola is asking everyone to actually accept the FFP rules that they have actually broken, and probably they're not broken, but they have quite abided by it. And moving on, Arsenal are really going to have to assess, David Ornstein says this, Arsenal are really going to have to assess things very carefully if there is to be no European football. We know that like many clubs, Arsenal will be looking at some swap deals, some loans, some use of money that is raised by selling players. And what we don't know is whether the AFC ownership could provide any kind of injection of cash. They haven't provided that for transfers so far, but they've put mechanisms and instruments in place to make spending possible. We saw that last summer with the signing of Nicolas Pepe and others. Well, here's a fun fact. Rio Ferdinand said this. He says, when I watch a game on TV and I see the tunnel, I'm thinking before the game has even started or before that man's head even hit the pillow last night, Thierry Henry was in his brain. Thierry Henry had finished him off in the tunnel, and these were some big players. So you can understand we need those kind of big players, or we need our players to step up just like those big players. Well, talking about it, Dani Ceballos has started 16 out of 35 Premier League games this season. With him in the starting lineup, Arsenal have won 56% of the games. Without him, just 16%. The team has averaged 1.9 goals per game with him in the team and just 1.1 without him. With that being said, 10 of his 16 starts have been at home and he hasn't played any of the big six at the Emirates. His only two games against top teams came versus Spurs and Liverpool away, which Arsenal have lost. And talking about Mesut Ozil, with him starting this season, the win percentage is 28% and it's 41% in his absence. Over the last two seasons, it's 40% with him starting and 51% without him. 6 goals and 4 assists in that time shows his main impact has been an off-field distraction. Well, let's talk about Steph Catley. Well, she took part in the first training session with Arsenal women. Congratulations to her, and I hope that she gets the best. Well, moving on, Mikel Arteta has given his verdict on CAS ruling that Manchester City will not be banned for the next season's Champions League. He says there is no question about what happened. They completely deserve to be in the Champions League because what they have done on the pitch is unquestionable. The regulators have looked at it and have decided that they haven't done anything wrong. So you have the two aspects that are really clear and transparent. They are going to be in the Champions League because they deserve it for what they have done on the pitch and what they have done outside of the pitch. And he was asked about his leaky defense. Mikel Arteta had this to say: it is a collective game, but within that there are a lot of individual games that happen and a lot of sequencing throughout the 95 minutes that we play. Individual errors are part of football. You can make them and they can go unnoticed if something doesn't happen. And obviously, those resulting in a goal, the highlight goes there. I'm not concerned about that. That is something we will sort. Obviously, short term it is more difficult to do it. What happens after you make an individual error, how you react to that, how you keep trying, and your mindset to keep continuing the game to try to put that one back and try to resolve the situation and win it. Well, talking about it, Juventus are still interested in signing Alexandre Lacazette. The French striker has had a disappointing season at Arsenal, and it looks like Maurizio Sarri would want to replace Gonzalo Higuain. Well, Craig Burley has said Arsenal should go all out to sign Jack Grealish. He says, I think you're looking at Manchester United. Arsenal, I think Grealish would improve Arsenal. He'd certainly improve Tottenham. Those are the types of clubs that he would suit. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax and enjoy all the news that comes on this platform. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers. So don't forget to subscribe. We're on a mission of reaching 6,000 subscribers. You guys can help me reach there by simply subscribing. And what I will do? Well, in return, you get all the latest Arsenal news every single day despite the pandemic. Cheers.